Hi, everybody. I'm back. Hi, Deborah. I'm seeing you had your tooth pulled and ouchie. I'm so sorry. So, hi. I'm so glad to be back. So, we'll just wait till a few more. Hi, Sally. How are you? You know what? I have a little bit of a different angle here. And I look chubby. Fittest touch, I look chubby. I'm not. I lost 5 pounds. I'm skinnier. So, yeah, little housekeeping, guys. So, without going into super detail, what happened? Fitness Hutch. Look at these guns. Look, they're getting there. So, for those of you that don't know the Fitness Hutch and the Fittest Hutch, they are a matched set. He has a like a workout and a mental fitness and mental health YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to him already, go on over there and go subscribe to him. It's really great. But he's doing a little series that is for limited mobility. And those of you that have been following me for a while know that I'm built a little top heavy, and as a result I have some back issues, and hopefully we will get that resolved eventually. Having some things reduced, so we're still trying to figure out a schedule for that. But I've been off for the last I guess it's 3 weeks. We had a family member who went through some health issues, or is continuing to go through some health issues. So I just mentally wasn't in a place to be able to get on here and have some fun. But I'm back, and we're going to be doing some things differently. So for the next 6 months, I am going to be a bit engaged in some other things, and all things related to tarot. But I'm going to be doing my energy is going to be directed in a couple of different directions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a different schedule for my YouTube productions. Alicia and I are going to do Dueling Tarot once or twice a month. So we want to make sure that we give you guys filet mignon, and we're going to give you Wagyu versus Angus. So you're going to get Wagyu either once or twice a month instead of Angus steak every week. So, we should be bringing some interesting things to the table. Alicia and I both have some responsibilities that are going to be pulling us in a couple different directions. But as far as my production videos, I think what I am going to do, and I'll do a community post on this. I'll do a poll and see what you guys think. What I was going to do is one longer video, and then I can splice it up, and you guys can get little bits and pieces through the week. But it'll be kind of a newscasty thing. And our new mantra, and Fitness Hutch, this is a shout out to you, because you did a post the other day. It was a video the other day when you were out walking Dexter, who is so handsome. Dexter is his dog, and he's so handsome. And he said, we really should be kind to each other. And I've been very fortunate on YouTube. I only had like one like real hater who kind of came for me, like tried to scalp me. But some of us, we all know Trevor. Trevor had a little incident, there was some back and forth. So, we really do need to be kind to each other. So, I do find that some of the readers online are a little bit gleeful about the misfortunes of others. And I love Schadenfreude just as much as anybody else. But I think what we really should do is our new thing here at Fortune Cookies is going to be, how can we make this better? So I know I've done this in other readings, like, well, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at different situations, different pop culture, different situations in the world, and we're going to say, how can we make this better? And we're going to try and steer them out of whatever conundrum they're in. This is the way that I read for my private clients, and it's one of the things and those of you that I have some of my students in here, when I do teach, I like my students to not get bogged down in the negativity. Sometimes you get a spread that's very negative, or you get a person who is just really stuck in the muck and they just can't get out. And your job as a spiritual counselor, as a tarot reader, as psychic medium, whatever you want to call me, is to help them find the light so that they can kind of get out of that situation. TD, how are you, sweetie pie? I see you in there. So I see Penny, and I just want to say hi to everybody because I missed you all so much. Lady of the Lake, I'm just going back up and I'm just seeing who's here. LOL, Lady of the Lake. So hey, Sharon, Info Entertainment. Hello. I'm good. I'm good. Things are a little bit crazy on our family. We had some stuff pulling us in a bunch of different directions, but seems to be, we're still in the ship. We're still sailing. Hi, Jennifer W. Pop you up there. And Serendipity, my favorite darling. And Penny, and who else? I want to make sure that I say hi to everybody. So essentially, what my job, and I really believe this. You all know the story. When my grandfather passed away, I was very close with him, and he came and woke me up after he passed away. And since then, it's just kind of been on. And like I've had, some people would call it good instinct, some people would call it good intuition. I've just really been able to tap into, what can and can't happen, and what should and shouldn't happen, and what's a good idea and what's a bad idea. So I really think as a light bringer that we are tasked with helping people find their way out of a bad situation. So, and I have people that come to me and they're like, tell me what my ex is doing, tell me what he's up to. Is he seeing that girl? And, we can take a look at that too. But I really would like to bring an elevated level of positivity to this, even for people like Meghan Markle. I said it. I said the M word. So for today and for this week, this is going to be my big video for the week. And thank you everybody who's saying, prayers for my family and everything. We really appreciate that. It's been a rough few weeks, but we're getting to good places. So things are happening. So what the new format that I am going to go with is we're going to take 4 pop culture topics. So what we'll do is, Sharon, you threw up because I said the M word. We'll take 4 pop culture news topics and we'll take a look at them. So for today, and then we're going to do a 5th thing. That's going to be your little bonus thing that we'll look at. So there's 20 people here. Guys, hit that like button. Smash it. I'm also going to be doing a sub drive probably in the next week or so. I got this really cool, I got a subscription to Asana, which is like a project management platform. So I'm going to be doing some cool things through that, and just, taking advantage of all the electronic things that can help my brain stay in order. So the things that I wanted to take a look at was, well, we've got, and I know I've got my Brits on here. I got my British citizens, but we're going to look at Joe Biden. Said he's gonna get the job. Let's finish the job. So we're gonna take a look at Joe Biden and his declaration of running for president for his second term. But we're also going to take a look at Tucker Carlson, and we can even throw a little Don Lemon in there, because I know I don't know if it's Don Lemon or if it's Don Lemon. I'm not really sure which one it is, but we'll take a look at what's the best course of action for Tucker at this point. What's the best course of action for Don at this point? And if I forget Don, just call me out in the comments and tell me to pay attention to that. So we're going to look at Megan's face. So I know everybody's talking about like she possibly had a facelift. I don't know if I see a facelift. I really didn't scrutinize her that much. She does look fresher. Let's just put it that way. So she looks a little fresher. Hey, Penny's watching Fitness Hutch shorts. Yeah, guys, get in there and go check it out. Go on the journey with me. I'm I like I said, I'm not in the best shape of my life. I was an athlete. We have a wellness program at my day job, and the wellness program like pretty much tracks the decline of my wellness. So I hate to say this, but I gained 35 pounds in 7 years working at this job. And I think the stress level has a lot to do with it. So, but nonetheless, so I am looking to get that back. I used to do mud runs. I used to run 15 miles minimum a week on the beach. So I'm going to get back to that. I am going to be, I think I'm going to be 52 or 53. How old am I? I was born in 71. I don't know. It's 51, 52 or 53 this year. But I am going to do my best to turn that clock back. I'm doing a lot of meditation. So one of the things I've been doing is Dick Sutphin's Finding Your Spirit Guides. So I have like a few people that talk to me from the other side, but I don't have one like specific assigned spirit guide. So I was really looking forward to that. I also am neck deep in my 5-minute journal. And if you guys don't know what this is, it's really great. It's a gratitude journal. And you can see in the morning, you do your goals for the day, basically your affirmation for the day. And then on the bottom, at the end of the day, when you're all cozy in bed with your glass of wine, you go in there and you say everything that was good that happened for the day. So this is, I have one at my work desk and I have one at my bedside just in case I forget it. So I can come down here and do it. I'm also, you guys know I love the past life stuff. I am exploring my past lives. This is a good one. And it's 21 days. So I'm not doing it 21 days in a row, but I am going bananas on that. And also, this is a really cool book and it's hard to find. I found it through thriftbooks.com. Legend of Althazar. It's a channeled history of Lemuria and Atlantis, and it's by Solara. Solara also wrote another book called 1111. I have it across the room. I'm not going to go dash for it, but these are some really, really cool. This is a really cool story about Atlantis and Lemuria, which you guys know. I love all that. I think Lemuria is pretty cool. I still believe it's near Mount Shasta. I think remnants are there, or escapees, I guess, as a survivor. So fittest Hutch. Yeah, I use Dick Sutphin. He passed away just a couple of years ago, but I use his past life regression. You can get it on Audible, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. The first time I had Gregopedia do it, he was like, I feel like I'm making this up. I'm like, yeah, that's what you do. You feel like you're making it up. But then like you look up the details that you pull out of it and you wind up realizing like you're not making it up. I actually found a citadel, I think it was in Turkey, that I was looking at, and in one of my past lives, and it was actually with Greg. And I found the citadel, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look like that though. And then they said that the door was a different door. The original door was on the other side, and so they brought you around on the other side in pictures, and it was so cool. I was like, that's the door I saw. So but yes, who said I'm not 50? I am 50. I'm so old. I'm a 1971 model. I am old. And things hurt. So let's get, hi Yvette. Hi, I missed you too. Watch on the replay and you'll understand. Like we had some family stuff going on. So but I am going to change my formatting because I got some big things happening. Big things are happening to me. So we will talk a little bit more about that. Oh, and just so you guys know, I don't have the official date, but I am going to have a book release. So my book release will be probably in June, possibly July. So we will have that out. It's going to be the first part of my teaching tarot series. So it's going to be the major arcana and the journey of the fool and how I teach it. I teach it a little bit differently. I know some of my students are on here, and the fittest touch, I actually sent her a copy of it. So she was digging it too. So yeah, it's here, I'll put it in here. I typed so loud. I have a mechanical keyboard too. So it's Dick Sutphin. He is an amazing, oh, I don't know why it's not, yeah, it's not coming. Okay, Dick Sutphin. Yes, Fitness Hutch. She is behaving. So so let's bring up my other camera. And here we go, boys and girls. Where's my other camera? There's my other camera. And we're going to add it to the stream. I'll just see if we can give you guys a bigger view. And I'm going to pull Yvette down. So yeah, Dick Sutphin, DICSUTPHEN. For some reason, it's saying there's an error on my YouTube post. I just commented and it's saying there's an error. But so let's 25 people. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. Like you know, I know it's so important to be consistent, but you know, every now and then we get monkey wrenches thrown at us, and we had a monkey wrench thrown at us and shoved up our jacksie and then hit over the head again. So it was a pretty exciting couple of weeks. So oh, Yvette, yes, I am in my 50s, but I have great lighting and I have a really good camera. So all right, so and I want to remind everybody our whole mantra, you know, moving into the rest of 2023 is going to be, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? So Joe Biden. Do I even go there? Okay, so Joe Biden. The campaign, the video is not great. It's so if you haven't seen it, and I, you know, my British friends out there, you know, the ones that you guys are watching late night. So Joe Biden did a campaign launch, and what he said, you know, his slogan is going to be "Finish the job," but the video was just like kind of weak. It was like just like it was. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Britney Spears performance where she was. She wasn't chubby, but like everyone said, "Oh, she's chubby," but she just looked like she was on something. It was when she was like in her really bad phase, and she had that black outfit on, and she just kind of moved and posed rather than dance. So oh, Tarot Destiny, I know, I don't think I can fix him either, but I don't even know if I can be saying his name. So let's see what he can do to kind of right this campaign, which seems to be a wet squib. I got all these British. I said up your Jaxie, wet squib. I'm saluting my British cousins out there. So all right, let's see what he can do to try and fix this craptastic campaign. Did I say that? I did say that. Way to be positive right out of the gate. King of Wands, Two of Swords. So this is our instruction manual. It's not looking good. Oh yeah, it's not looking good. So there's a level of realization here. So what we're looking at is he really wants to be seen as a game changer, a guy who's going to make his mark in the history books. Yes, Deborah showing he will be 200 years old. Actually, the official is he's going to be 86 if he gets elected by the time he finishes that second term. 86. Now my dad is 85 and he is sharp as a tack and he's in good health and he's a great guy. And I am confident that if my dad wanted to be president, he absolutely could do it. He was a tremendous businessman back in the day, and he's super, super smart. However, would I want that kind of stress put on him? Absolutely not. I really want my dad like hanging out and having a good time and having a really good brunch and enjoying his time with my mother. Yeah, I don't want him stressing over the world. So, I think the responsibility that's being foisted upon him, if so, is really kind of unfair. This is not a really fair thing to do to a person. I'm not going to say the elder A word, but it really does seem like a foolish endeavor. Now, that being said, I do think that there's a component of this individual who that really makes him drive to the finish line. Like he really wants to do this. He wants to make his mark in the world. He wants to be a historical figure other than what he is right now. The Two of Swords is that he has to make a decision, and that really the bottom has fallen out, and that there is not going to be this legacy that he anticipates. The exiting at this point, he can almost PR that legacy back into place. He doesn't really have to be worried about future actions. He just has to kind of sugarcoat the former actions. So, and again, like Sharon just commented that she has a 95-year-old friend who's awesome. And I totally agree. There are plenty of people that can be sharp well into their very advanced age. But is it a circumstance that you want to put that kind of person in that advanced age? Do you want to put them into a position like that where they are, working at top speed all the time? You have a cabinet, but is that going to take the stress and the the heaviness off you? So little smart water trying to smarten up here. This is another thing over the last week. I was off from my day job, and I tried to hydrate a lot, and I suck at hydrating. I'm not good at it. So under the surface, he does know that the time is up. He knows that he's past his expiration date and he's past his time. I think he also knows that the chaos in opinion that people are seeing in regard to him is really apparent, and there's very little that he can do about that. So what should he do at this point? Be a happy squirrel, let your guard down, and call it a day. There we go. Happy squirrel. This is specific to this deck. This is our chipper little yay fun guy. And the Nine of Wands. This is, holding your ground and keeping your place after the battle. Really sticking to it, taking a breather, but still being on the defensive. But here, this is not being on the defensive anymore. Let's just let it go. Let it go. And here we officially let it go. So that's really the optimal outcome for JB. Let's see what happens if he proceeds. Just take a look at this point. And remember, tarot is fluid. We're reading the energies right now. Let's see what's going to happen if he proceeds. What's going to happen? King of Swords. The Moon. That's our mental health card. Remember that. That's a mental health card. So this is a bit odd. This is a weird spread. Definitely a weird spread. So, hate to say it, but looks like he may get dominion over the situation. It is possibly the fight here, having the fight and being prepared for the fight, but struggling with this mental illness and the stress that's put on oneself. But here he is in the position of power. Here he is very upset. There's also some anxiety hanging over his head, not sure if he can do it. But the ultimate outcome is positive. So I'm sorry, guys, because this is not the outcome that I would like to see. I think you all know that. But this is a positive outcome for him if he just continues on this path. Things are going to be up and down, a little stressed out about it. So again, possibly he has dominion over this situation. Thumbs up if you catch what I'm talking about here. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? So we got that one down. So let's take a look. We're going to switch up some decks. Rotate out. Put my selenite on there. And let's look at we'll do some owl stuff. So, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson got the boot. Got, what was it, pink slip? We used to say pink slip. So he got the boot. Let's see, what's his best course of action at this point? $30 people. Love you guys lots. Hit that like button, please. Share with your friends. And if you haven't already, go subscribe to the Fitness Hutch. We'll all go on a workout journey. It's not about losing weight. It's not about being tough. It's about feeling awesome in your skin and doing what your body needs. We all got to move. We've all been sitting around for what, 3 years? Eating pretzels and hummus. I just had pretzels and hummus. That's why I said that. So it's not a bad food choice. It's just not the best food choice. So let's see. Tucker Carlson. What's your best course of action, Mr. Tucker? And I'll be honest, I'm not a tremendous Tucker Carlson fan. Like, I like him. He's okay. Oh, death card. 10 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Pentacles. The Lovers and the Sun. Oh, this is like the best thing that could ever happen to him. High Priestess. All right, so he's got a lot of emotion about this right now. But it's not the kind of emotion that you would think. So the Death card is an ending and rebirth. We always want to remember that when we get the Death card is about inevitable change. It is about that steamroll that's coming over you. The things that are happening. You can't avoid death. We're all going to die at some point. Unfortunately, that's the sad truth. We are all going to die. Whatever your philosophies are, mine, I do believe that energy can't be created or destroyed. I mean, that's a scientific fact. But I think that we do regenerate. I think we do move into different forms. Some people think, alien forms, those kinds of things. I'm not so sure about that. I'm kind of, here on Earth, but we do move into different forms in my purview. So with this Death card, when we have things that are closing out, these are things that are not avoidable. We can't get past them. Hello, MB. How are you in New Zealand? Good morning. So have a cup of tea. I'm dying for a cup of tea, but I'm trying not to drink any caffeine after like noon. Some days I need a little bit of a bump, but coffee, not another kind of bump, but but it was keeping me up at night. So I'm trying not to drink caffeine in the afternoon. So usually I would have a cup of tea when I do my lives, but not doing it. Passing on that Yorkshire red. So here we have the Death card, inevitable change and the mental exhaustion being over. So this is for Tucker. This was kind of a struggle. It was something that he really, really wanted to happen. He really wanted this to come to an end so that he could restart and break away from that union. This is also about breaking away from the devil, breaking that covenant that we have with something that is not serving us well, or not serving the general public well. There is an element here of not being high-minded and being a little bit spiteful about the situation. I sorry guys, my phone is trying to answer a question that I didn't answer or didn't ask. So my electronics just kind of go off when you're a psychic. Sometimes the electronics just go off. So at the end of it all, we see this, he's a little bit spiteful. He's going to be a little bit angry. I think we're going to hear some words from him. I think we're going to hear some language from him. I think he's going to have some things to say, but for the most part, I think this is a good thing. He will have new horizons. He will have new good things. And this is our sun card. And I just love this owl deck. I think it is so freaking cute. Look at that little guy. I am a big fan of owls. When I was a kid, we had an owl that lived in a fir tree outside my bedroom window. And he was the cutest thing. And I could look out there. I'd hear him hooting at night. And I'd look out there. And then somebody told me after I read the Whitley Strieber book, oh, you had an owl outside your window? That's usually aliens covering up their kidnapping. So I was like, oh, that's great. But I don't think so. So it looks like Tucker really did welcome this change, even if it was an abrupt change, even if usually when it's an abrupt change, we see the Tower card, not the Death card. There's probably conversations that were happening behind the scenes that we're unaware of that precipitated this split. So I think this is a good thing. What does he need to do to have that continued success? So this is a cool little jaunt here. So he has to throw himself into the pool. Like those of you that are of an age from America, there was the Nestea plunge. We had that commercial for iced tea in the summer, and it was people just throwing themselves back into the pool. I still do it all the time when I get near a pool and I'm like, Nestea plunge. So he has to do this Nestea plunge. He has to almost be reckless about it and just be recklessly independent and run in the other direction. The greater good, the lawmakers, the people that are running the rails of civility are going to pick him up and put him on the train to another path. He may not like it. I think he's going to want to be a free agent for a little bit longer, but I think he's going to get picked up by a group of individuals that are going to move him forward into another future. So there's Tucker Carlson. So let's look at Don Lemon. Don Lemon. Oddly enough, they both have hired the same attorney to handle their cases against their respective networks. Is it network? Do we call that network? Fox News and I guess CNN. Was that what Don Lemon was on CNN? Hey Jay, how are you, darling? Yeah, I am back. You can watch on the replay and get the scoop as to where this crazy psychic has been. So Don Lemon. I don't even care if his name's not Don Lemon. I'm calling him Don Lemon. It's fun to say. Ooh, oh boy. Somebody's making him an offer he can't refuse. That was a really good Godfather for someone who has never seen the movie. So, oh boy. Okay, so Don Lemon looks like someone has partnered up with him, but he's very unsettled about it. So there is someone who's Catch Me Now I'm Falling, and they're going to give him a handout. They're going to give him some assistance. However, He is very uncertain about this, and it's really not a good thing. This is a quid pro quo kind of thing. Oh, fittest Hutch, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Watch on the replay. Yeah, I will see you guys later. Listen, everybody else, if you haven't subscribed to the Fitness Hutch and his lovely bride, the Fittest Hutch, please go subscribe to them, because we need to get them to 1,000, because they are awesome people, and it's a really positive channel that Paul has over there. Get in there, go subscribe to them, and we're all going to go on a fitness journey together. Good night, kids. Go to bed. Send you off. Don't look for owls or aliens. So it looks like Don Lemont has made some kind of a deal. Somebody has offered him a deal, and it's certainly not weighed in his favor. This is oh, I can, Miss Deborah. It is Denise Lynn. Oh, wait. Denise Lynn. 21 days to explore your past lives. So I am particularly interested in the secrets of my soul. So this is available at Hay House. I got it. They had a sale a couple of weeks ago, and I got it through the sale. So, enjoy that. It's a cool book. If you do get it, Deborah, text me, let me know. And we'll kind of go through the chapters together, because I'm not doing it in 21 days straight. I got a whole mess of other things. I always have like 50 projects going on. So not unlike Don Lemon here, who has his 7 of Swords. This is our 6 of Cups in reverse, and then we have our 7 of Wands in reverse. So 7 of Wands is like we're kind of keeping balance. We're walking the tightrope. We're surfing. We're paddleboarding. Whatever it is that takes your balance. But it's not really in balance. So this tells me that hi, Melanie. Melanie's got me on 2 platforms. So this is, an uneven deal. This is a deal that is not really fair and square. This is a deal with a gangster that he's doing. And they want him to be a negative mouthpiece. They want him to be someone who has a lot of negative things to say. So I think the exchange that they're offering him is we're going to give you some protection in terms of financials and in terms of employment, but what you're going to do is you're going to spew all this negative stuff that we want you to spew. So I think that that's what's going on. Under the surface, he's not happy about it. He does want to be a journalist of some credibility. So, and I don't think that Don Lemon is not a credible journalist. I think he really believed in what he was saying and what he was promoting. And I am familiar with some of his stuff. So, he had that incident where he, ageism with women, which was not really nice, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I had a former boss accidentally tell me, well, you can't help that, you're hot. And I was like, wait, what? And another person, he was like, oh God, he kind of died for a minute. And another person maybe would have taken that a little bit further. The reality is sometimes people slip and they say stupid things. I was introduced to someone at another job, and they said, oh, you're going to love it. Or they said to this individual, he's a Vietnamese boss, and they said, you're going to love her. Her husband's Asian. It was like, oh, it's like so awkward. Sometimes people are idiots, and sometimes things slip out of your mouth. And, does everything have to be a federal case? I don't know. Does it? I hope not. The outward energy that we're going to see from this relationship that Don Lemon is going to forge, it's going to look like a great partnership on the outside. They're really going to promote this as like, yay, we're so happy. We're so glad to have him on board. He's going to pretend that he's happy on board, but really he's going to know that this is the deal with the devil. Probably not going to like it. What does he need to do to keep himself safe and sound? He really shouldn't take this offer. This is, even though he is partnering with a major entity in the world, that's our Hierophant in reverse, and this is our devil in reverse. He really should be the devil in reverse and not partner up with them. He should not let the glamour and the good stuff, the salary they're offering, the sanctity of having a working position, he shouldn't let that dazzle him. He should actually run screaming, because eventually the bad blood will out and we will see it. So I'm so glad I said the bad blood will out. We're going to watch Harry Potter, the kids and I, after this. So, which I do have to say, my son had his world championships with his indoor percussion group, and they had moved up from A class to world class. Last year in A class, they were second in the world. This year in the world class, they came in 17th. They were 1 point shy of making it to the finals. The problem with it was that the show itself, we'd just gotten bumped up. I guess a couple of months ago, we had gotten bumped up to the world class. We had gotten permission to bump up, but the show wasn't written for the scoring for that class. So next year, we're going to get them. Next year, we're going to be more prepared for it. And my son's getting a new position in percussion. So he's going to be playing tenor drums for next year. So he gets the harness and he's going to have the whole woo. So he's pretty excited about that. He's wanted to play tenor drums since he was about 7 years old. So we're excited. My dad's a drummer too. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. We're excited. Okay. So now, oh dear. You know what? So we were going to look at Megan's face, and also Bruce Willis became a grandpa. But let's look at Bruce Willis first. We'll save Megan for last. Bruce Willis has a form of dementia. I think most of us are aware of that. I'm going to switch the decks to let this deck clean out. And I was always a Bruce Willis fan. I thought he was really, really cute and really funny. Funny goes a long way with me. I don't know if you can tell from my choice of husband. But I think it's really wonderful that Demi Moore and his current wife, and I apologize, I don't know her name, that they've all been so cooperative and they've all really worked together. It really is an amazing little family unit that they have there, rallying and supporting him. And apparently Demi Moore has arranged for some of his co-stars to come over and watch some of the movies that they did together, or watch movies together, just to keep what memory he has sharp. So let's see, how is Bruce going to do as a grandpa? How is he doing? Let's see. How is he doing? I think it was Rumor that had the baby. Rumor. She was so cute. She looked really good pregnant. Some people look great pregnant. So it does look like the faculties are really failing at this point. So that's a little bit sad. The remembrances, the looking back, the watching of the movies is really a great thing for him. The Seven of Pentacles there. That's, you could even look at these as the film canisters. Not that anyone has film canisters, but you could look at these as film canisters. Like they're looking at the films that he worked on, the films that his family maybe was in, and maybe favorite films of his. Now I really want to watch Die Hard tonight, but we're going to watch Harry Potter. So I love Harry Potter. So looking back is really good. This strength and patience, it looks like the patience, and there's some emotional conflict that happens. And we do see that with individuals that have, cognitive decline. We do see sometimes they will get very frustrated or upset. I know I have a few nurses on here, Serendipity. I know you have a long career of nursing. Sometimes we do see that they, hi, beautiful Aries. Hi, 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 hi. How are you? So we do see, cognitive decline. We do see some emotional disruption, and it does look like we're kind of losing the battle for cognitive stability. Let's put it that way. Under the surface, he really does want to try, but up here, it's just not working correctly, and that's where we're getting this emotional conflict. But he's not alone. Unfortunately, he's having some challenges with it. How is he? So there's something, he's having trouble understanding the relationship between the child, the mother, and himself. So he's just having some trouble understanding that relationship. And again, that's because of the cognitive situation. What can they do for him other than what they're doing now? Is there anything that they can do for him? So, this is a little bit sad. Like, I didn't expect this. It looks like we're getting closer to the end. It looks like we're getting ready to release. It just feels like, there's a rapid ramping down, and that the body and the mind are separating. So I don't know. Yeah, it is very sad. I'm sorry. I was hoping this wasn't going to be sad, but don't worry. We'll make fun of Harry and Meghan in just a minute. We'll have some laughs with that. So yeah, it does feel like there's a ramping down. So I think preparation is key for the family right now, just to kind of steel themselves and get ready. We'll let this one go for today. But I am a tremendous Bruce Willis fan. I do love him. If you have not seen Death Becomes Her, Bruce Willis was in it with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn, and Max is barking at Raven. I'll tell you a story about Raven in a minute. So Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn are in it, and they play rivals. Isabella Rossellini's in it, and Bruce Willis plays the husband of both Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn, and he is a plastic surgeon, and it's an awesome movie. Death Becomes Her. It's an awesome movie. It's a dark comedy, dark, mystical, weird comedy. Isabella Rossellini is pristine in it. We love her. So we're gonna shake that off. So yeah, Raven is feeling very sparky today because we had a fire pit last night. And while we were out in the yard, she decided to roll in something disgusting. We did not realize it until this morning when I went to my desk and Raven was with me, and it smelled like feet. It wasn't feet, it was feces. So she had rolled in feces. So she had to get a bath, but I have a grooming blow dryer for her. So she's all fluffy. She looks like a wolf. So she's like, thinks she's really hot. She thinks she's really hot. So that's my Raven. And then she proceeded to rub herself all over my pillow after I changed the bed. So exciting stuff here with Raven the dog. So she's like, make me look like a wolf. No, make me look like a coyote that was in the yard. So, all right. So, Meghan and Harry. All right, so let's see. Everybody's saying that Megan had some work done. I don't know. You think? Let me know in the comments. You think she had work done? Think it was a facelift? What do we think? Facelift? No facelift? I love selenite. Put another rock on my cards, baby. All right, so all right. I think my chat is going super slow. But I got oh yes, that's a Deborah yes. I got when the fitness Hutch commented before, it was like way after I mentioned him. So maybe I've gotten so prominent that like YouTube has me on the watch list and they're watching. Hi YouTube. Or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. We are streaming to Twitter too. So let's see. Let's see. Was it a facelift? A chip facelift? I don't think it was a facelift. One card. Full stop. Trying to stop the progress of time. I'm gonna say there was some effort, but I don't think that it was a facelift. Are we looking at Botox and fillers? My money's on Botox and fillers. She's too young for a facelift. Nobody's getting a facelift at that age. Botox and fillers? Yeah. You know why? Because she can't afford a facelift. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying, facelift, good plastic surgery is done in millimeters, and it's the good doctors that do the good plastic surgery in millimeters. And I would love to just have just a little bit on my nose, just to, and I would love to have like my jaw lifted. Do you know how much a facelift is? Like $30,000. I'd rather have a swimming pool. I'll lay outside. I'll keep getting tan. So Harry's going to, we'll look at both of them. So Harry's going to the Carnation and he's going to be seated in the 10th row. He's going to have a face like thunder. What can he do to fix this? What can he do to fix this whole situation? What can he do? Yes, Penny, very expensive, and 30,000 is New Jersey pricing, which is, we have pretty high pricing here for things like that. But California, you're paying a fortune. What can he do to fix it? What can Harry do to fix it? Oh, ooh, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, what? So, okay. All right. We got a lot going on here. Oh, Penny, that's right. You did retire. Penny, you are a retired girl. Good for you. I forgot. I forgot that was all happening. I'm sorry. I've been so wrapped up in my own stuff. Congratulations. I hope it's I hope it's awesome. I really do. So what he needs to do to make the situation better is he needs to let go of the platform that he has now. He needs to let that go. He also needs to fall on the sword, even though this is a cup, and rekindle that spark of love. And the sun is in reverse because that's a slow simmer. So, he's really done so much damage that to earn his way back, he has to crawl through the muck. He's going to be like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, crawling through a mile of shit to come out the other side. He's going to have to do it. It's unfortunate. The good news is that it's not 200 years ago, because he would be completely exiled 200 years ago, possibly, taken care of in another more permanent fashion. He needs to make the decision to cut ties with this lifestyle, because this is a lifestyle and not just a life. It is a lifestyle. He will need to go into repose. We all know what that is. It starts with there's Raven. She loves her hair. So he needs to go into repose. He needs to go rest someplace, like a facility that maybe has caretakers that could help him refresh and revive and recover. So it does look like he needs to go and kind of dry out for a little bit, in whatever sense that is. But under the surface, he will have to be very, very sneaky about it. And he's going to have to STFU. He's going to have to shut the F up. They're going to, the deal will be, we're going to close the portcullis. You're going to go tuck in someplace, be quiet, get your act together. I don't know if really that's going to do it for him, but he needs to rekindle that spark of love. He's got to stop partying. And he needs to remember how good he had it inside the castle keep. Look at this. Inside the castle keep. I love this card. Look at how angry that castle is. Knock it off. Just get back to basics, man. So, but this Three of Cups is absolutely stop partying. Stop poisoning yourself. So we've got that. I'm intuitively getting it's a solo trip. I don't think anything or anyone is coming with him. So let's see about Ms. Markle. Yeah, I agree, Sally, too. I think we're all in agreement. Let's see. What should Ms. Markle do? What should Ms. Markle do to correct this situation? How can we fix this? How can we fix this? 34 of you, 32. Let's say 34 people are here. It's only 32. 33, we're going back up. I shuffled them. You guys saw me shuffle them. Oh, man. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, man. She's just not happy. Not happy. Not happy. All right. So for her optimal outcome, she is going to keep playing this game of flash for cash for these kids. She's going to keep doing that. That's the pages are not going to leave her clutches. So I know a lot of us have different opinions, but she's just not going to let those kids go. As a mother, you'd have to, over my dead body, I would not give my kids up. Not for anything, not for a castle. Maybe a really cool. No, I'm kidding. I would never give up my kids, not even for a castle. But this is a foolish endeavor, and it is an obsessive endeavor. She's almost blinded by the Beverly. Hi. They must be exhausting to be around, honestly. But this is like she's got blinders on, laser focused, just going to maintain that these children will stay in her control. She doesn't care. She is just that la 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 la. She's doing that. She's doing that kind of stuff. Just not going to let those kids up. They're just not going to be a part of it. And the continued assault, the continued drip feed of information is still here, guys, because we've got that Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords in reverse. She's just going to keep dripping that information. This is for her optimal outcome. Under the surface, she will not be happy until she paints everyone black. Thank you, HD Tutor. And the dominant energy is she's just going to be sad and disappointed in the behavior of everyone. She's just going to be sad. It's just so sad. Really, like there's no fixing this one. I'm sorry, guys. So 3 of Wands, she's going to cut her nose off to spite her face. She's still going to be sneaky as all get out, and she is patient. She's playing the long game on this. So as wonderful as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth was as playing chess and playing the long game, this one is playing the long game in a very negative fashion. She will always have something that she's going to drop out there. But is there any substance to what she's going to drop out there? Is there going to be any substance? No. I think it's going to be the same mantra, the same kind of information that we've seen. They were mean. They were not nice. They were nasty. They were rude. They were this. It's just an endless song for her that we're just going to hear the same thing over and over again. I don't think we get rid of her. I hate to say it. I don't think we get rid of her. So with that, we'll look at them a little bit more later. So before we go on to the bonus round, how do you like this format, guys? Because I think what I'm going to do is do like 1 or 2 production videos a week where I do this. I take 4. We did 5 in this circle. Well, 6 if you count Del Lamont, my little double feature there. How do you like this format? Is it working? Is this cool? Instead of doing like a 20-minute video on one thing, we can kind of do the news, if you will. What do you think? Love it. Good. Okay. All right. Everybody likes it. Good. Okay. Well, not every like Penny and Deborah love it. That's everyone. They're the voice of everyone. So, all right, yeah, I want to really work on giving you guys quality videos, and not just a lot of hubbub. So the readings for you guys, the private readings that I was doing live, I'm not sure how I'm going to manage those moving forward. I may do Zoom events. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I'm still fine-tuning some stuff. But here we're getting some added value. So I'll put up a community post about this as well. What I would like is for people to send in different scenarios for different circumstances, maybe interpersonal circumstances, kind of like a Dear Abby thing. So, you have a friend who did XYZ and you want to know how to manage that friendship. So I'm going to use a situation from Once Upon a Time and I'm actually going to use my Golden Tarot for this. situation from once upon a time with two young women, and woman A, they were best friends for some time, and woman A obtained a new boyfriend and told woman B, I can no longer be friends with you because I have to invest myself in this relationship, and I have to be best friends with my boyfriend's sister. It devastated woman B. So this is a classic case of narcissism. Not a great situation for woman B. But what's the best way to deal with something like this? So, this, I want to give you like some practical tarot advice. See, this is the first time I'm doing this too. So, I don't know if this is a specific situation that anyone's ever dealt with, but we're going to take a look and see. I am a work in progress, Elizabeth. I'm working out with the fitness Hutch. I'm trying to fine tune my channel, trying to get my book done, trying to get my production class done, trying to finish my section of class, which my students, Deborah is one of them, they were amazingly patient. Oh, and Deborah, I'm having a problem with my Calendly link. So I'm going to send you guys a new link tomorrow. Hopefully that will be something that I can work out first thing in the morning as the dawn will take me. So let's see, dealing with a person like that, someone who, woman A tells woman B, can't be best friends with you anymore. I got to be best friends with my boyfriend's girlfriend. How should woman B respond to that? What is the best thing to do in that situation? Having a vested relationship. What is the best thing to do in that situation? So this is kind of like the best reaction is almost no reaction. So here you just kind of let it happen. When you get the Two of Swords in reverse, it's like, all right, we'll just kind of let it happen. I'm not going to feast or feed this beast. I'm just going to kind of let it happen. And I'm just going to go about my business, my Three of Pentacles. I'm going to find some other people to partner up with. I'm not going to cry in my crybaby soup. I'm not going to, cry in my pillow. I'm just going to move on and find other things to do, because life is much more than one person. We don't have to. Hi, Nikki C. It's good to be back. So we don't just have to invest in one person. Now, the Hierophant in reverse, every rule, every lesson that we've been taught, that turn the other cheek, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Sometimes you can't really do that, especially if you've been wronged. The disappointment needs to be, and we have our disappointment here in that Five of Pentacles, the disappointment needs to be masked, because with a narcissist like this, you're really looking at your reaction is the fuel that they crave. Your reaction is what they need. They want the drama. Well, why don't you want to be friends with me? Why can't you be friends with me? So it really is that drama that they want your reaction. So they come and cut you first with the first comment, and then they really feed on that reaction after you come back and now you're snappy and spicy. So really, we're supposed to put down our weapons in this situation and not react. The Knight of Wands, that is a fire card. Wands are fire, knights are fire. So this is a fiery card. But when we go into reverse, that is dampening that fire, putting that fire out, and just being calm and mellow and not being reactive to it, and just being very calculated about how we're going to proceed. Under the surface, it's the patience and gentle card in reverse. This is like, you don't have to manage this situation. You can walk away from it. So then we have our Chariot card. up top, and the Chariot card's in reverse too, and that's about not making those bold moves, those obvious moves, those really significant I can't remember the word, gestures, gesture, can't remember the word. Yeah, just not reacting, just not having any reactions to this. So this really is kind of a zero response to a situation with an individual who maybe is only looking out for their own needs. So and I'm glad that we did talk a little bit about the fire on fire for this Knight of Wands. So I'm teaching the court cards tomorrow, and I do have a link on my calendar. Let me see if I can put the link in here. If you guys would like to attend, let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Copy link. Look at how professional I'm getting here, boys and girls. Look at this. There we go. There's the link for tomorrow's class. It is going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a 2-hour class because it is a long journey with the court cards. But this was great. I am so glad to be back, guys. I really missed all of you. I'm going to hold down my card view. How did I do for my first day back? And I'm going back to my office tomorrow. So well, I'm not going back to my office. I'm working from here. But I haven't been at my day job in over a week. And they finally got some kind of backup system for me. So I have I had several people backing up my account. So I'm curious to see what happens when I get back there. In the 7 years since I've started at this job, I have not taken this much time off, and had a backup system. When I had the worldwide bug, when I had that last year, I was out for a number of days, but they just kind of handled my accounts like piecemeal. They didn't really have like a comprehensive plan of attacks. When I came back, it was kind of nuts. But this is going to be cool. Like I literally walked out of the office a week ago, last Monday. And I worked from 8 a.m. until 10:30 at night just to like scramble and like get all of my stuff done. And I even had like clients that were like still messaging me at 10:30 as I was trying to log off, and they were like, "Who can we talk to?" And I was like, "Listen, all my backup stuff's going to be on my email. You can talk to the people that are backing me up. Don't worry." So I did good. Okay, so. And honestly, like I've only done like a handful of private readings too. Like I blocked off my calendar. I really just I was really unplugged. But I did get a lot done. I got some laundry done, and I went out to Ohio for my son's competition, the great state of Ohio. And there actually a historical building burned down like the day after we left. I was pretty upset about that. It was a really amazing building of Victorian or Edwardian home, I think it was. But it was a historical home out there. It was like right in Dayton, Ohio, where we were. All right. So I'll tell you a little funny story. So last year, my ex, Angus's dad, went out and caused a whole ruckus at his hotel, and he got thrown out of the hotel, and it was like this whole embarrassing thing for my son. So this year, Greg and I went, and we were like, don't worry, there's not going to be any drama or anything like that. So we go out there, and we booked a 2-night stay at a lovely chain hotel. The hotel was very nice. And the competition was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday was preliminaries. Thursday was, or Wednesday they got there. Thursday was preliminaries. Friday was going to be the semifinals, and then Saturday was the finals. Sunday was awards day. So we drove out because of the family medical crisis that was going on. We didn't know if we were going. So we didn't book flights. We didn't do anything like that. And Greg said, we can always drive. It's not that far. It's like a 9-10 hour drive. So he's got that great big Hemi Dodge truck. So I was like, yeah, all right, so we'll go in the truck. So we got to the point where our family member was stabilized. So we said, all right, we'll go. We'll book the room. So Greg booked 2 nights for us. And our plan was we were going to drive out on Thursday morning and get there Thursday night, stay over, watch the semifinals. And then we would have to leave on Saturday morning to get back Saturday night. So we would stay over Thursday and Friday. So we got there Thursday night really late. And Greg's a reverend. I don't know, you guys don't know this. He's an ordained minister. So we were going to be late. We were running late because we were like enjoying the ride out. We were listening to Audible. We had a Norse mythology on there, which was great. It was a great thing to drive out to. So we were listening to all this Norse mythology, and we were driving out. And it's a good ride. There's a lot of tunnels and a lot of hills, and it's a good ride out. So we stopped twice and like took our time. Like, we had lunch, then we had dinner, and then we finally, we're rolling in. So we were getting so late. I said, I'm going to call the hotel and just let them know that we're running late. And so when I called up, I said, this is Mrs. Miller, and I'm calling for the Reverend Miller's reservation. I was not being a jerk. And he said, oh, the guy was really nice. And he said, don't worry, we don't give the rooms away until after midnight. We're not going to give your room away. I said, okay, that's good. I know you guys are booked up for the World Championships. And he goes, oh yeah, you're part of that. So I said, yeah. So we get there. The guy looks just like Mark Hamill. He looks just like Mark Hamill right now. I'm like, oh my God, it's Luke Skywalker. So he gives us a room. We go up, take a shower. The blow dryer's broken. So I'm in my pajamas. And I bring it downstairs and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but the blow dryer is broken. And there was a different guy at the desk and he was like, oh. He goes, I'm going to have to locate one for you. And I said, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll go back up. My hair will dry. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but not a big deal. Just take the blow dryer. So takes the blow dryer. Next morning we get up. The kids compete. They were at the stadium at I think 7 a.m. They got up at 5 and they were at the stadium at like 7 a.m. And we went over there, I think 8:30 because they practice. All the bands practice in the parking lot. It's like a tremendous event. And we went in, watched them perform at 9:30. And the schedule that they have these kids on is so tight that like there's no room to like, even if parents are out there like, oh, let's go to dinner, like you can't go to dinner. Like you can't take your kid off the conveyor belt because they're not going to be able to catch up with the rest of the kids. So, and if they had made it through to the finals, they would have gone back to the parking lot to practice until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. So we, after they perform, we're like, all right, what are we going to do? And Greg's like, well, let's go to Cabela's. So I was like, okay, let's go to Cabela's. So we went to Cabela's. We saw a few of these that we liked, but we didn't get anything. We didn't bring anything home. Angus had asked for a compound bow, but we didn't sit there. They had so many that were of like the same ilk that we couldn't really get him one. So didn't do that. And then we went to lunch and I'm like, I'm having a cocktail. Like we're hanging out here. I'm having a cocktail. So I have a cocktail. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. And after that, I was like, okay, now what? And he goes, well, let's go back to the room. We both didn't sleep that well the first night. So he said, we'll go back to the room. And I want to take a nap. So I was like, all right, you take a nap. I can't nap. I can't day sleep. So Greg goes to sleep. I'm reading one of my new books. And the hours go by. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm starting to get tired. And I'm like, oh, we're going to have to get dinner. Like, we're going to have to figure out some kind of dinner thing. So I now get into the bed and like start to get cozy. And he's starting to wake up and we're going to figure out like what we're going to do for dinner. And the phone starts ringing. And so he goes, answer the phone. I'm like, I was on the phone side. So, hello, it's Mrs. Miller. It's the Reverend Miller's mother. And it's the gal at the front desk. It's like the hotel manager. And she goes, I'm sorry, Mrs. Miller, but we only have you down for a one night stay and we need that room. Are you guys ever going to get out of it? And I was like, wait, what? And I said, but we have a 2 night stay. When we checked in, the guy downstairs said we had a 2 night stay. She goes, no, you only have a 1 night stay. And I was like, oh my God. So Greg real quick checks his email and sure enough, we only have 1 night stay. So we're like, holy crow. So we like rallied like Jason Bourne trying to like get all our stuff together and pack up so they could get the room done and cleaned up for the next people. And we were like total jerks. Like we started out in one bed. We were like messed that one up. And like one was our sleeping bed. One was our relaxing bed. So like we messed up the whole room. And it was like Johnny Depp and Kate Moss. So we go downstairs and we're like, oh, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. They're like, no, it's okay. It's 5:30. And I was like, oh, so at one point we had found out that they didn't make it to finals. And I said to Greg, should we just drive home tonight? And he was like, no, we paid for 2 nights. So now it's 5:30 and we're in the car and we're looking at a 10-hour drive. So I'm like, I guess we're going. So we hit the ground and we made it home. It took us just about 11 hours to get home, but we stopped at an A&W. We had A&W burgers, which so good. We got a jug of A&W root beer and to bring home, and it spilled in the back of his car. So it was an adventure, but we listened to the Lord of the Rings on the way back. Not that we got through any of it, we have 10 hours. It's, I think the Fellowship of the Ring is 22 hours on Audible. But it was a great trip. We had a great time. The kids, they did really well. So next year, like I said, last year they were second in the world in their division. So next year we hopefully will place much better in the world class, top of the heap. But so that's one of the adventure stories. I also got a bunch of chips at my house. I moved some of those into the garden. So that was exciting too. I love moving wood chips all by myself. But we have a couple of kids that Angus's, my son's friends, they come over and they do landscaping for us for money. So, and food. They like food. They like it when I feed them. So, all right, guys, we have class tomorrow. I put the link in the chat. So you can go to my website. You can also link to it from there. And tomorrow night's going to be the court cards. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're very interesting characters. They're a lot more layered than just crazy guy with a sword who likes to talk a lot. So hope to see you guys there. I will keep you updated on the production of my book. And when that launches, I will let you guys know. I'm going to do it in e-format. I'm trying to find a print on demand publisher, and also made friends with someone at one of the esoteric publishing houses. So maybe I will have somebody else publish my book for me. So TD, I'll see you tomorrow. And Marisol, don't worry, you can watch on the replay, honey. I'm figuring out the new schedule for the lives that we're since we're getting into the summer and a bunch of events going on. But thank you everybody for being here. It's still my favorite part of the day, and glad to be back. And thanks for all showing back up. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.